2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited, thrilled to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Clippers as they play against the Timberwolves out in Minneapolis. Well, for Minnesota, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And you look at Andrew Wiggins, rangy swing man out of Kansas, traded after he was drafted, but Shaq, he overcame that odd start to his career, didn't he?
You know, he used the trade as fuel for him to become great. I'm happy for him. He put up an incredible rookie year season. He just has to continue it, continue to learn, continue to get great, and then hopefully he can be mentioned with some of the greats.
I mean, to be rookie of the year after being traded, the disappointment of not playing probably with the guy that you idolize, then you play 36 minutes a night. That grew, and that experience helped him propel him for this year, and I think he's ready.
Tip-off time approaches as we get you out to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. It's Wednesday, Hump Day, and we're ready to bring you all the action. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. A contest in the West will see if the Timberwolves can please this home crowd. Tip-off goes to the Clippers. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. Taking a look at Los Angeles, Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan, and it's Pierce in its small forward. The shot by Redick, no good.
Could it have been any other way? I mean, last season, KG returning to the Wolves. I mean, the entire city was buzzing for his return.
Now here's Towns. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Towns has got the opening field goal of the game for the Timberwolves. Paul with the ball. Picked by Griffin. Passes it to Redick. Down low. Outside for Griffin. 4 on the shot clock. First quarter, just over a minute played. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. Kevin Garnett was once the star here and now is acting as the mentor for all these young Timberwolves players. He won't let them slack even for a moment on or off the floor.
You know, it's that competitive fire that made KG so great, Kevin, and Minnesota made a savvy move, I think, to get him into the locker room and back on the squad.
And here's Pierce after the three-pointer from Ricky Rubio. Back to Paul. Redick dishes to Griffin. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one, drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And for all of the improvements he's made to his game, one wonders why Blake Griffin isn't a better shot blocker. I mean, he clearly has the motor and the athleticism, but for some reason over his first 5 seasons, he's averaged only a half a block per game.
No good on that one. And regarding Griffin's low block shot number, for some guys, they simply lack a certain field, Clark, for blocking shots.
Yeah, you know, there's something about the aptitude for shot blocking that sometimes is understated. Just because you're a high flyer in the front court doesn't mean you're going to block a lot of shots.
Good on the second free throw.
Well, I tell you guys, when you look at this Wolves team, I mean, the outlook is really bright. A lot of young talent that's fitting together nicely, good skill set. I think this group could be one to watch and really good going forward.
Now here is Martin. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Offline with his 3. Now here's Redick, the fast break opportunity. Paul's shot is off. So for the Timberwolves last year, Greg kind of traded into the top overall pick, getting the Wiggins deal, which means 2 consecutive years of having number 1. They're beginning to put together the ingredients.
I think they have a core to ultimately be formidable when you talk about that Western Conference. And to pick up Zach LaVine in that same draft, that was a nice selection as well. And don't discount what Flip Saunders brings to the table in terms of coaching and teaching these young players.
Here's Redick following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Paul kicks to Redick. Jordan the screen. And J.J. Redick good for 3. Redick's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And really, how about the quick release on that triple there, because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
Right on target you are, Greg. I mean, the quick release is what made the difference there. Any hesitation, and that shot is being blocked.
Martin. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Martin's got his first points of the night.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Paul kicks to Pierce. Jordan the screen. And Pierce, here we go. He feeds it to Griffin. The 15-footer, good.
Really nice way to get your first bucket of the day.
Timberwolves leading by 3. Rubio, the pass to Garnett. Inside, Towns, wide open. No luck. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
Boy, Doc Rivers keeps on leading his teams to successful seasons. A former coach of the year rarely has a season where his team doesn't meet expectations.
Now here's Paul. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Pierce against Wiggins. Right side, Martin. Shot from 12. And too long on the shot. And Doc Rivers passed the 700 win mark as a coach last season. He's climbing the ladder in career wins.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know that Doc oftentimes gets enough credit for the type of coach he is. I mean, as a coach, he is well over 500 in terms of his career win percentage. And how about over 500 in playoff games as well? You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
And Redick is just an unbelievable three-point shooter. It's not just his volume, it's his pinpoint accuracy. By the end of last season, Redick was 40% from behind the arc for his career.
Look on the floor for Minnesota. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Smith comes in for Blake Griffin. Lance Stevenson's checked in for Pierce. And it's Crawford in for J.J. Redick. A minute 20 left to play in the first quarter. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. And for Redick, he knew what his NBA career would be like way back in 2005. Clark, I recall him saying, I think I'll be a role player like 80% of the players in the league. I don't expect to be a star. I'll just shoot. I'll be a team player.
Yeah, and he's exactly right. He was highly decorated in college, but every scout knew his strength was shooting the basketball, and J.J. knew it as well.
Here's LaVine. Following the basket by Lance Stevenson, LaVine kicks to Muhammad. And Jones has it in the corner. And there's the defensive 3-second call. And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And that one falls for Jones.
And the Clippers not known for being an outside shooting team, but they take a large amount of deep mid-range twos as well as their fair share of threes.
51 seconds left in the first quarter. Clock at 6. Here's Levine. Pulls up. Kept alive. Here's Muhammad. Tough sequence there. They just couldn't get it to fall.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Stevenson kicks to Smith. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Jones dishes to Muhammad. He kicks it to Pekovic. Here's Levine. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. Tie game in Minnesota. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And a word from Chris Paul, who has a little something to say about the success of a very special and influential teammate, Blake Griffin.
You know, Blake, everything that's happening for him, he deserves it because he's worked so hard and put so much into it, and he's a huge piece to our team being successful.
Of course, we know that Blake would say the exact same thing about Chris Paul. You know, Chris and Blake Griffin share so much in common when it comes to being the hardcore Clippers their owner brags about all the time.
And you think about it, Chris Paul is not easily impressed, nor is Doc Rivers for that matter, but both of these guys have praised Griffin for how hard he's worked and how far he's come in his career.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves?
Just the way they've been able to pound that backboard, I think that's been the difference.
Establishment of a good low post presence, a big part of the success.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Paul and Crawford pair up at the 1 and 2. Smith is out there with Lance Stevenson, and it's Aldridge in at the center position.
Boy, for Jamal Crawford, guys, it's been a really good career. Not many guys can maintain his level of quickness after 15 years in the league. I mean, but last season, he finally started to show a little wear and tear.
Now, here's Paul, looking for his first basket still in this one.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Chang with a screen on Stevenson. And Aldridge sends it back. And here we go. Fast break. Crawford's got it. And that one's good. Stevenson's got his second bucket.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
And back to Crawford last season, he was down in field goal and three-point percentage. Plus, he battled with a calf injury that ultimately kept him out of 17, 18 games late in the year.
Yeah, Kevin, but his deep range spread the floor when he was out there. He still has that presence about him that you have to honor him. And he also hits some very timely shots. A dangerous assassin who always needs to be accounted for. And guys, for Nikola Pekovic, NBA scouts said he needed work on his shot coming in, yet he's money from mid-range at times, especially at the charity stripe. One of the best free throw shooting bigs we have in our league.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Andrew Wiggins, he's checked in for Muhammad. Martin comes in for Zach LaVine, and Ricky Rubio subbed in for Jones. And back to Pekovic at the free throw line. Clark, he has consistently been around 75% for his career.
And Kevin, last season he got that number up to 84%. And he also gives you really good effort in the paint on both ends of the floor. Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Pierce against Wiggins. Here's Dang. Kicks it out to Rubio. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Minnesota making some changes. Towns comes in for Nikola Pekovic. And it's Garnett in for Gorgie Dang. The Clippers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. And Redick kicks to Griffin. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Pass to Martin. Lets it go from 14. Shot is good off the back rim and in. And the Timberwolves lead by 2. Ball against Rubio. Here's the lob to the hoop. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And guys, anytime it's real tight, you're looking for something that could be potentially a momentum builder. And that's exactly what that play looks to be. And that's what he does. I mean, he is a bucket getter.
It's now been a decade since the Minnesota Timberwolves played postseason basketball. Last trip to the postseason for the Wolves back in 2004.
Wow, that was a long time ago. And if you're wondering, that is the longest playoff drought in the league currently. Wolves want nothing more than to get back to playing playoff basketball, and featuring the #1 pick in last year's draft will help.
Good way to start, you're right.
And, you know, even though the Wolves have been out of the playoffs so long, you get the sense it won't be too much longer. They've got a really nice core to build around, and I think could be special, especially Andrew Wiggins.
Jordan the screen. Here's Redick. Rebound Minnesota.
And as you mentioned, the Wolves could be back in the playoffs in due time. They are headed in the right direction. Some mistakes have been made along the way, but you have to like their future now.
Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Paul passes to Griffin. Kicks it to Jordan. Redick up top. That's good for his third bucket. Now 3 for 6 from the field. For Minnesota, they've gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for your Timberwolves dancers.
The Timberwolves making a change here. Violets is checked in. Redick against Martin.
2 minutes remaining.
Rubio dishes to Towns. On the wing, Wiggins. Pierce covering. Shot off the screen. Here's Towns.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
Karl Anthony Towns didn't come into the previous year as the most highly touted prospect, Clark, but his play last year at Kentucky would change that.
No question about it. People knew he was going to be good, Kevin, but few saw him being this good. He showed he could do a little bit of everything as a Kentucky big.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. The Clippers trail. Paul outside. To the paint. He's looking for Jordan and finds him. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
And guys, with Towns, he is so valuable in every aspect of the game. Really great at both ends of the floor. His defense is as strong as it gets for a first-year player.
Now, here's Rubio. 5 on the clock. And it's good with time running down in the shot clock. Rubio's got 5 now.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
And perhaps the biggest plus about Towns is his upside. I mean, he's shown that he can make big strides in his level of play. Already good at shooting from outside and can play either post spot, too.
Clippers trail by 5. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Griffin a screen on Rubio. Paul kicks to Redick. Griffin sets the screen for Redick. Puts up a 3. Tries to save it, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Redick. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Towns. Muhammad comes in for Wiggins. Zach LaVine's checked in for Kevin Martin. And Jones subbed in for Ricky Rubio. Wesley Johnson's checked in for the Clippers. Crawford comes in for Chris Paul. Minnesota leading by 5. Now Jones. Fires the 3. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. The Timberwolves on top. They lead by 5. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Doc, as we get into the second half, what do you expect to see from this offense you're facing tonight?
Well, they're moving the ball. They're just playing to the hot hand, and we got to expect that. So let's not let anyone get hot. That would be nice.
Coach, thank you for the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. It was a closely contested first quarter for Minnesota. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. They started to take control of the game in the second quarter and pulled away nicely, heading into halftime up by 5. And Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
One strong area has been their work on the boards. And you're trying to get ahead in the score and stay there, it often comes down to a few extra possessions. That's why any extra rebounds can make a big difference. Now they have to come out in the second half and attack the glass with the same vengeance.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
It will really help their cause to get to the line more. It's a close game, and every point matters. The team that usually wins a game like this is the more aggressive team, pushing the ball, taking it hard to the paint. That's the team that's going to get rewarded.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
All right, targets.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Timberwolves leading by 5. Clippers were so strong on the road last season. They led the league, Clark, in field goal percentage while on the road, and actually they scored more points away from Staples than in it.
Especially down the stretch, Kevin. I mean, they finished the regular season with 8 straight road wins to get home court advantage in the first round. Superb.
Martin and Wiggins out on the perimeter. Towns is out there with Garnett, and it's Rubio in at the 1. That's the group starting the second half for Flip Saunders. Picked by Griffin. Redick passes to Griffin. 6 on the shot clock. He sinks the 11-footer. Griffin's got the first points to start out the third quarter for Los Angeles.
And the Clippers with those 8 road wins at the end, you mentioned, that pushed their road record to 26-15. That was second best in the league. Also set a franchise high for road wins.
Here's Paul after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, what's amazing about the Clippers on the road last year, guys, was the context. I mean, they had a bunch of back-to-back games and went 16-4 on the back end of back-to-backs. 11 of those came on the road.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
And last season, really a tale of 2 halves for the Wolves. When Ricky Rubio returned from injury, they just looked so much more in sync as a team.
Blake Griffin hits them both. Well, the Wolves improved just very slightly last year in terms of wins, Clark. The quality of play on the floor, though, was visible.
Yeah, and you know, the team point differential was a lot better with Rubio in the lineup. They did have some big wins over quality teams, and Rubio's impact was certainly noticeable.
That's good. 8 points for Andrew Wiggins.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Well, Andrew Wiggins showed that he's going to be a big-time player in this league, Clark, for a long time.
And we knew Wiggins could attack the basket and create his own shot, Kevin, but I think many, and I'm included in this one, were surprised at how good his jumper looks this early in his career. I mean, it's pretty reliable right now.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hey, Kev. Well, during that last break, I heard Flip Saunders addressing his team. He said their plan was run their offense through Wiggins. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
And thank you, Doris. Now, here's Reddick. He's got 7. Outside, Pierce. Inside, knocked loose. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. On the clock. And it's Paul penetrating, but they get it down. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off his shot. 24-second violation. And Los Angeles with some changes. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Jordan. Lance Stevenson subbed in for J.J. Redick. Here's Rubio. He has 5. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Here's Martin. Second chance effort. And there's the nice layup by Garnett. Garnett's got his first basket.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Well, we've seen him before. He does not allow you to just get easy baskets. He's always going to make you work for it.
Now, here is Martin. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Stevenson against Rubio. Stevenson dishes to Pierce. Took the opportunity when he saw it.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for your Timberwolves dancers.
Dennings jumped in for Kevin Garnett. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Smith checked in for Pierce. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. You know, you work hard all season, Greg, to try and get into the playoffs. They get a favorable first-round matchup. How about the Clippers last year? Followed those steps. They're rewarded with the first-round matchup against the defending champions of the league, the San Antonio Spurs.
And not only were the Spurs the defending champions, but they came in playing terrific basketball down the stretch, which is kind of what they are noted for. And the Clippers, though, did well, even though that was the case. Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Stevenson with it. Now defended by Wiggins. Rubio against Paul. That is good. And now just a 3-point Minnesota lead.
Boy, I tell you, it was a tough road for the Clippers in the playoffs. They get by the Spurs in round 1 in a 7-game emotional series, then immediately have to go up against the Rockets in round 2. He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Clippers trail by 5. Outside Griffin. There's the pass to Aldrich. Feeds to Paul. Shot, high post, 6 to shoot. The shot's good from Aldrich.
And we all remember the Clippers would go up 3-1 against the Rockets. They had that 19-point lead in the fourth quarter of Game 6, but couldn't hold on to it and lose Game 7. And it was one of the biggest series collapses, really, in postseason history.
Wiggins kicks to Jang, and he goes in for the dunk.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they are not backing off at all, are they?
Now, here's Stevenson. It's rebounded by Towns.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Again, Wiggins missing.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Martin against Stevenson. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Martin against Stevenson. Towns kicks to Rubio. From deep. No good. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
Well, you knew things would be different for Lance Stevenson out of Indiana, but it wasn't in a positive way at all.
Yeah, he really struggled to find a role with Charlotte, the team he signed with. But remember, he was more of the point forward, had the ball in his hands in Indiana. Not the case with Charlotte, and also rumored to be traded all last season.
Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. A big group substitution here for the Clippers. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Aldridge. Johnson comes in for Blake Griffin. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Josh Smith. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Paul.
You know, for Stevenson, he saw a regression in almost every part of his game last year. Ended up riding the bench down the stretch.
Now here's Muhammad. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. The Timberwolves have only 1 missed free throw. They've had 5 attempts and made 4 of them. And that one falls for Jones. Paul Pierce is checked in for Lance Stevenson. .24 seconds left to play in the third. Jones drives in. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
Jones taking 2 shots.
And that one falls for Jones.
Kevin, you look at their free throw percentage. They've been very efficient from the line today. That's a big factor.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Now here's Redick. He has 7. Jordan the screen. Crawford outside. And that one goes long. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Timberwolves lead by 7. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the 4th quarter. Next. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the 4th. Clippers trail by 7. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, J.J. Redick is out there with Crawford. Then it's Johnson, and it's Pierce, and it's Jordan in at the good spot, manning the middle. And that one's good.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
And that one's good.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle at their offensive end.
Well, there was a time when the media had written off Shabazz Muhammad as an impact player we showed last year. He belongs in this NBA.
Yeah, certainly did. I mean, he improved in every facet of the game, and sometimes we tend to write guys off a little too soon, Kevin. The media in general, not you in particular. He's been a big-time performer for the Wolves.
Let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Doc Rivers address his team. He doesn't think they've been giving it their all, saying they've been quicker to rebounds, to every loose ball. We gotta wake up. The game's slipping away, and we're letting it happen. We have got to take control of this thing. We'll see if he lit a fire under him, guys.
Now, here's Redick. Goes up on the wing. The rebound by Garnett. Garnett's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And for Muhammad, it's weird that so many fans had given up on a player just after his rookie season. I mean, he's vindicated anyone who stuck with him after his slow rookie start.
6 on the shot clock, and it's a defensive 3-second violation. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
When they've had a chance to attack the basket at any point in this game, they've taken advantage.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
And that one falls for Jones.
You know, when you're bad or struggling in the West, things can go south in a hurry. I mean, the Wolves ended with the worst record in the league last year at 16-66, and a lot of those losses came in their conference.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Wiggins is checked in for Muhammad, and Ricky Rubio subbed in for Levine. Now here's Wiggins. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play, and he can't extend the lead to double digits. Well, last season the Wolves did struggle in conference, as was expected. 7-45 against the rest of the Western Conference.
Listen, nothing harder in sports than learning how to win. And there's no doubt that Minnesota took a lot of lumps as a young team last season. 3 of those conference wins that you mentioned, though, did come against playoff teams. So there's that little silver lining of hope.
Towns, he's checked in for Minnesota. Martin comes in for Jones. We've gone about a minute and a half into the 4th quarter. 5 to shoot. Here's Wiggins. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead.
Now that's an old school move right there. A good one, too, the fadeaway.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going.
And I'll bet his percentage is pretty high from that range.
Timberwolves leading by 8. And Rubio kicks to Wiggins. Lets it go from the wing. Again, Wiggins missing.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Ball passes to Crawford. No good. So Minnesota will take it the other way. Rubio with it. Now Pierce defending. And Rubio kicks to Towns. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got 3 assists now in this one. And here is Paul. Griffin a screen on Rubio. Paul dishes to Crawford. The kick out to Pierce. This one for 3. No good. Wiggins with some nice D.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face. Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Here's Griffin after the made shot from Ricky Rubio.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim. You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
All right, target setter, coming up the court now, your Timberwolves answers. Come on, give it up.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Doc Rivers address his team. He made no mistake that their plan was to run their offense through Blake Griffin. Coach asked him directly to take the reins of their offense. He wants him to have a huge impact at that end of the floor for the rest of this game. Likely the final major changes to their game plan as they try to make a late comeback here in the fourth. Kevin, back to you.
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
Boy, did they need that rebound. I mean, they have struggled on the boards overall, but still with a chance to win.
Exactly, because they've made enough plays to keep it close. And as a result, they're still in it.
Pierce, wide open, he fires. Misses the 3. Minnesota leading by 10. Wiggins passes to Garnett. On the rebound goes to Griffin. Griffin's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Stolen away. Nice shot to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Wiggins drives in, and he gets it to go. Wiggins has got the lead up to 12 now for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Rubio against Paul, looking to end his cold spell, and he knocks down the jumper.
Nothing better than a hustle play like that. It gets the whole team amped up, sets the example for everyone.
Rubio against Paul. .102 left in the game. 6 to shoot. Here's Towns on the money from 12 feet away. And the Timberwolves lead by 12.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for Minnesota.
And Clark, their hard work on the glass paid off.
You know, they both are excellent rebounding teams. I thought it was a tough battle underneath both ways.
Just a quality win, and you look at the box score and some really good numbers for Wiggins. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles.
All right, target setter, coming up.
And here are the Clippers now. It's a 10-point game. Prigioni, that's a 2-pointer. Los Angeles with another miss.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's Jones, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now, thanks to that last little spurt.
And why put the brakes on now? I just say keep on letting it fly.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for your Timberwolves dancers.
.26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And the basket by Stevenson.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Here's Levine. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, Clark, made the difference.
Well, you know, at this stage, you've got to defend your home floor, and they did that.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, I'm here with Kevin Garnett. And KG, how was the motor ignited tonight for the team's offense?
Feel about a defense. You know, in order for us to win, we have to play some solid defense, and I thought as we got turnovers, as we got stops, you know, we feel that it's offense.
KG, thanks for the time. Guys, he'll go down as one of the best defenders ever.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Andrew Wiggins.
He was doing some serious battling with the bigs down low. He's not afraid to go hard to the rack wherever he had the chance. He doesn't care about their size. He's going in there, and he's going in there often. I think he caught him off guard with that aggressive behavior.
There's no denying Wiggins has almost superhuman athletic ability. But he's not just raw talent, he's got the polish too. And in case you didn't know this little fun fact, he was the first Canadian to win Rookie of the Year. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.